Hello and welcome to episode 45 of Comics with Stevey D. This is Bats, Cats, and Rats. So everything's gonna go around Batman. Alright, but before I started, last week I talked about this new book, Zorro. How it really reminded me of the book I had previously. See, how similar they are. Even the way they wrote Zorro, maybe that's the trademark of Zorro. But they're both good covers, but still, this is one of my favorite comic book covers. Zorro. Alright, so let's get back to Bats, Cats, and Rats. Throw the first book up there. Okay. What do we have here? Batman, Legend of the Dark Knight, number 41 from 1993. Cover art by Jim Fern. A sultry siren of the silver screen who happens to be a vampire has it out for Batman. So, she's a flying rat. Oh, so I'm going to do good guy, bad guy, kind of. And there's a good guy. This is Robin, number 1 from 1993. Cover art by Tom Grummett. And I really like this cover. It reminds me of Captain America's action covers. Robin is going as fast as a car in here, and it's kind of a neat book. I really enjoy that one. So I said I'd be working on my DC, so I figure I'm working on my Batman. And this is how you like to see Batman and Robin side by side, fighting having each other's back. This is Batman and Robin number 1 from 1992. Cry of the Huntress, 1 of 6 in a miniseries. Cover art by Tom Lyle. And what's interesting about this particular book, it has a variant cover that I managed to find. And in the variant cover, it's like a toy. It's not holographic, but the image, if you pull on this thing gently, because I don't want to mess it up, and you watch Robin's wings, see him fluttering. So I don't want to do it a whole lot because I don't want to mess it up, but getting it back in is a little tough. There we go. And if you go up on it, his cape, I might have called them wings. Probably thinking of Nightwing. Alright, and our next book. First of all, I got this book for 50 cents on a dollar bin half off sale. And it's 4 comic books in one. And it's Jason Todd as the Robin, and he's the one that meets his demise in this book. And he found out his mother may be alive. He was an orphan, and he was trying to steal the wheels off the Batmobile, and Batman related to him because he was an orphan also. So he took him in, but Jason Todd was very headstrong, and he jumped into battle and took unnecessary chances, and him and Batman had an argument, and he was walking the streets. You know how you get mad and you walk off your anger. So he ends up in his old neighborhood, and he sees his neighbor lady, and he finds out that he had a mother. Actually, there was 3 candidates. He went to the Batcave and used the computer and found these 3 candidates that were his biological mother, and he went hunting for them, and cost them everything. So Batman was out chasing after medical supplies, and the Joker, Robin found his mother, but she was a little bit of a crook, but still good in her heart. But the Joker just crowbarred him, just about beat him all the way down. And then he rigged an explosive by the door, and Robin jumped in front of it to save his mother's life. She passed though, and Robin passed, and then Batman. It's real sad. And the Joker ends up being a delegate from Iran, and he has diplomatic immunity. Sounds like a Mel Gibson movie I saw. And they can't touch him. And so the Joker, being a Joker, he wants to poison everybody in the United Nations building. So Superman shows up, and he sucks all the poison into his lungs and blew it out where nobody got poisoned. But the Joker got away, and that was a great book. 4 books, actually, for 50 cents. Square bound. All right, moving on. Let's see if I missed any details on that. Death in the Family, Robin, Jason Todd sets out to find his mother. Story by Jim Starling, art by Jim Aparo. Next book, and here's the vile villain. Here's the rats, and my bats, cats, and rats. Okay. Here's the Joker, the biggest rat of them all. DC Showcase number 1 from 1994, 1 of 12. Cover art by Kevin Nowlan. All right, and there's that smirking, evil, Robin murdering Joker. He'll meet his. Oh, here's great. Here's one I would call a terrific cover. It's embossed, so I'm going to try to get it where you can see it without the glare so much. And you can just feel the texture on this comic book. And I have a feeling it might even work in my Shiny Covers 3. So I'm going to put that up for that after this episode. Batman Shadow of the Bat number 35 from 1992. Cover art by Kitson and Terry Austin. Okay. And here's a bad girl right here. Harley Quinn, number 1, from 2016. Cover art by Amanda Connor and Alex Sinclair. I got this at the half price sale. They had it for 10. I got it for 5. Hopefully it'll pay off 20, 50 years from now for my grandkids. All right, that's the bad girl, and here's a good girl. Batgirl. There we go. Nice cover. She's busting through a oriental panel of fishes and flowers and lotuses floating. It's kind of cool. And this is Batgirl number 1 from 2016. Cover art by Raphael. Now this is one. Albuquerque. Or Albuquerque. I'm not sure. It's got so many Q's in it. But that's Batgirl. Look at that. And another Batgirl comic but it's Birds of Prey. And also from 2016. So all those superheroes always argue with one another. And the one in the middle, she's just going, oh, they're at it again, you know. And here's a variant cover on that one, I believe. So it's interesting to see. And I picked these up several weeks ago out of the dollar bin. So I'm happy because they're in nice shape. Now here's another baddie. This is from Batman the New 52 Detective Comics. And there's him and a penguin. Kind of like Two-Face. So that's a very interesting cover. Should have had a bat. If the penguin gets his cane, Batman should have a batarang in his hand. But that's just hoping for the next issue. But that's a cool cover. Alright, here's another baddie. Scarecrow and his mind-altering gases that he uses on everybody. And this is Detective Comics number 5? No, number 8. Number 8 from 2012, a Tony Daniels cover. And so, looks like Batman's getting the upper hand on the Scarecrow. But he's a hard one to, because you never know what's reality or what's in your mind. And we'll finish off with this one. It's a DC one-shot. I thought Marvel was the one-shot, but I guess you can't get a copyright on the word one-shot. I got it in one shot. Okay, it's a painted cover too. It's really nice. Has the silhouetted moon, helicopters, Dark Savage. Batman almost looks like a statue, and Doc Savage does look like a statue. It's an interesting cover. So, that concludes this episode of Comics with Stevey D, and my DC collection went from this big to now it's about that big. So I almost got a shark box, and so I don't feel so bad of having many boxes of Marvel and 2/3 of a shark box of DC. But I'm on the lookout still, especially for Batman kind of covers and stuff. And just wanted to show you my... there it is. There's the 2 Zorros I showed you in the beginning. This is a beautiful cover here. And I got this at an antique store, not a comic book shop. And this, I guess it's cliche to have the horse kicking like the Lone Ranger's horse, you know. But, so you decide which cover you like. But I'm going to store them next to each other because they're both Z for Zorro. And with that, have a good one.